one of the best looking irons I've ever tested. Guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Alex here at Golf Magic, and we've got Mizuno Pro S3 irons. A bit of a curveball from Mizuno. Everyone was expecting the Mizuno JPX 925 Tour. No, they've kind of transitioned that over to this. You can see there will be remnants of the JPX 923 Tour, but this is the S3. So going into the Mizuno Pro range rather than JPX, which doesn't make a lot of sense. This will have more presence on Tour and be a little bit more towards the Tour irons rather than JPX, which we've got, you know, forged hot metal Pro. A one-piece forged iron, you can usually expect to not have that much tech behind it, but there's some really cool stuff by Mizuno. But what I will say just before I hit a shot is this iron is absolutely exceptional looking. I absolutely love the straight lines that they've got on the head itself. It doesn't have a lot going on, but it really is Mizuno DNA personified, which, trust me, is probably the best compliment I can give to a golf club ever. We're going to expect that Mizuno feel. But down at address, there are actually some changes, and it looks like, again, they've kind of continued these straight lines, at least to my eye, with the overall profile. It looks like the toe relief is a little bit more angular, especially at the top. Definitely a small club. This is not a club that's going to scream forgiveness. It's a club that's going to scream a lot of other stuff. So, you know, we can see a small heel to toe length, not a lot of offset, which you'd always expect with a one-piece kind of forged blade-ish. But I'm a big fan of what Mizuno have done, kind of thrown away the 925 Tour and put this in instead. It's so, and I've said it before, it's so good looking. So we're going to hit a shot here to begin with and then talk about it a bit more. We're at Pinehurst, 17. I've got a 7-iron, I'm using a TP5X golf ball. I've noticed this ball, this club ball actually go quite far, despite it being 34 degrees of loft for a 7-iron. It is a Project X 6.0. We're seeing some slightly low spin. I wouldn't really say that's the head, I would say just because it's a Project X 6.0, so we're going to see some slightly lower spin than usual. That's why I'm not doing any comparisons with this club just yet, because it wouldn't really be fair. I'm in the bunker. God, that feels good. Bloop. Rats. Okay, so that's not too bad numbers there. That was a really nice shot. This is not a club that's going to stream about forgiveness, as I said. And what I think I've been able to find out so far in my testing is this is probably one of the most responsive clubs I've ever tested for where you're hitting it across the face, which, funnily enough, I do quite a lot. Across the face, I can tell with this club if I'm hitting it a millimetre low or slightly off the toe, slightly off the heel. It's extremely responsive. So if you're looking for something that across the face you're going to get a nice feel, that's not the case. Whereas if you are a very good ball striker, which if you are interested in these irons, you pretty much have to be, oh God, it feels so good out the middle. As you'd expect with any Mizuno iron, they have that DNA in there of that copper underlay for dampening. We've got that advanced folding technique as well. 1025 E steel, I believe it is. It's got the blueprint of a normal Mizuno iron, but there's a few different things, especially this triple cut sole, which I love. Turf interaction with any iron is incredibly important. What you can see here is they've really made a big difference to this sole, and that's actually included in some other Mizuno irons in 2025. Now that was slightly high and out of the toe. See, I can tell straight away, literally straight away. Now it's not a bad shot, don't get me wrong, but what we'll probably see is the smash factor, the spin being slightly lower, and yeah, we can see there, carry's gone down by about 10 yards, spin's okay, nothing too detrimental. So I'm going to stop talking about forgiveness because that's not really that important in this video, but there will be videos perhaps to come comparing these to the likes of 241, 243 and 245. Personally, I actually wouldn't want to have these that much in a combo set. This is just my opinion. I would love to have these in a full set of 40 pitching wedge just because of what it offers. I feel like what it offers is slightly different to that of the other Mizuno Pro range. I feel like 241, 243 and 245, you can certainly combo up. I would prefer to have this as an individual set for those tour players, scratch golfers type thing. That was absolutely flushed. Yeah, that was nice. I say it's flush though, I don't think it was. I don't think it was. Lovely shot, as you can see there. And look, we can see 34 degrees aloft for a 7-iron. A compact shaping. You're going to have to be someone who hits the ball a decent way as well for this. This isn't someone, I think, who's a 70-mile-an-hour club speed personally. Oh, hello. Oh, I've hit it in the bunker. That was the best strike so far. Rats. Okay, best strike so far there. And that, I feel like there's only one brand, maybe two, where I hit a shot out the middle and audibly show my satisfaction with the feel. It's very difficult to make me make that noise I just made there. Editor, replay that. Oh, I can definitely still feel, you know, remnants of the JPX 923 Tours feel in there slightly, but I still feel like this is, despite being included in the Mizuno Pro lineup, just slightly different feel to the 241, 243 and 245s. Now, if we're looking back at previous iterations of the Mizuno range into the MP range, do I think the feel is better of this? Yes, but not softer, not that. I think it's more performance-based with that copper underlay. I feel like it is dampened somewhat rather than better, if you know what I mean. But like, it's very, very difficult to make the Mizuno Pro iron feel better, because, you know, the bar is like, it's above this ceiling, so it's very difficult to make that better. And feel, at the end of the day, we all have similar metrics as to how we calculate if it's good or bad. Mizuno are kind of 10 out of 10 out of all of them, so I've got quite a tough job to make an iron better, and that is also why the life cycles that you will see of irons like this will not be every year, every 2 years. I believe it's every 4 years, because they want to make sure that the next iron they release does supersede this in every way possible, which, one, is very difficult for a one-piece forged iron. There's not that much that they can do, but two, they're already right at the top of the list for this iron, so they want to make sure they get it right. Oh, see, and that's why I can't gain these, because I still have that in my locker. Now look, it's not the worst shot in the world, but when smash goes down to 1.23 and carry goes down to 170, we can kind of see there the responsiveness of this iron, and it's good. It's almost like I did it on purpose there. I hit it badly. Oh, and I've just hit the best shot of my life. Oh, I love it. Ah, it's a shame it's not stopping, but in the bunker? Are you mad? And I think this is the peaks and troughs that you can go through with an iron that isn't necessarily made for forgiveness. You can hit a shot that's, you know, 120 ball speed, now it's 131. I'll hit one more for you guys, because you can clearly see how good this iron is. If you are in the market for that other one-piece forged iron, there's so much to choose from these days, but Mizuno will always put themselves at the top of your shopping list, because they've built on that. They've built that for years and years, and I think other irons are catching up, yes. But when they release something like this, it's clear to see that from every single metric that we look for in a low handicap iron, this is just, very good. Don't know why I just kissed it. Slightly up the toe, but it's a lovely shot. And it's a good one to finish out on, because that's kind of that's an Alex Lodge shot right there. Not perfect, very responsive that I can see. And look, you can see the ball speed going to 126 there. Wasn't a good shot. And that's why I'd be skeptical to put these in my bag, because they are meant for someone who just hits the middle of the club face. I'm a bit rubbish, I don't do that every single time. And you can see with this data here, that variance of ball speed for someone like me, I think as a fitter you'd probably see that and be like, let's push you up to the 241s or 243s, something that just has a little bit of help there. But one thing I do actually quite like is that spin rate is quite consistent, which is good. You can see the variance is from 5800 to 49, which isn't actually too bad. Descent angle's consistent, carries that pretty inconsistent overall. And that just shows someone off 4 who has an okay swing might struggle with these a little bit. So if you want to really succeed with these irons, if you really want to make sure that you utilize them as much as possible, make sure that you know that you are a good ball striker. Make sure you get a fitting for them as well. But if you are good enough to hit these irons, what you will realize is these are probably the best feeling irons out there when you hit them out of the middle. I'm trying to think of an iron that is much better. I think I'd be here a long time to figure that out. Guys, let me know what you think of this wonderful iron, of the new Mizuno Pro S3. It's lovely to hit with one of the best clubs of 2025 here for Foresight HQ. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments, and I will catch you at the next video.